The Charge have an opportunity to make sure that they actually get off of them that last place in the overall standings. Here you can currently see the stage standings with the Seoul Dynasty and the Shanghai Dragons are quite literally in
As the flick has more time available. Here comes Choi now with the blade. Opening kill hasn't come through just yet. Finally finds Nisha.
Been rough here for Nisha as he's going to be the first one to go down, but that's Choi Soo-won going to be able to force the Hunters all the way back off, and he's going to be able to continue pushing into them. Something that we've been seeing a lot with this meta, with a lot of the comps that we've seen so far within the stage. One member that now is going to be able to enable Charge. Choi Soo-won needs to stay in this game here as Kong's going to be able to take the lead, back him up a bit. Far away now, he's going to be able to get taken down, so it's a trade here between the Hunters and the Charge, but Monk will be able to stay alive. Zerni's actually in the back here. Choi Soo-won now going to be able to get into place with this blade. He's going to back off, and they are already at 99% as overtime is going to be ticking away, and Hunters nowhere really to be seen right now.
And they don't have supports either, so they just have to rush in here. Jinmu and Gaga already low HP, both down. Gaga off the map as well. Monk and Nisha still coming back from spawn. It's not going to be enough. Hunters win.
That pick off of Leave and Nisha at the very start. Going to be able to have that shout so that way the Hunters can get enabled from the very beginning, but they still lose out on Nisha here. Jinwoo's going to be able to take out Jimmy first, but the number advantage is going to go in favor of the Charge, and we still see some of the trades coming in. Leave gets deleted. Krong going crazy right now for the Charge, and this is what we're talking about with the over-aggressiveness, Avro. Now he's going to be able to push up a little bit, get the shout coming out too, so that way they can go right back to the point to cop it first. Coming in from Krong so that way they can get extra aggressive, get right into Hunter's face, and Choi Soo-won still leading the pack there from the front. Oh, here comes the rampage though. He finds 3 right now, and Krong is done. Oh, Leave says, hold on, let me put some respect out here, as the Hunters are going to be able to clean up the Charge. In comparison to Monk, who's already nearly at 85% now, but the Hunters consistently have stopped far away from even being able to get put into place. It's Leave who has been going crazy.
Leave's got a number of very valuable picks so far in this round alone. That's going to be 162. Hunter secure, and Monk coming through the rally towards it for at least one fight longer. Should be coming through at Monk and Nisha. They can counter it. Nisha's just dead. Wow.
Nisha's dead, and there won't be any sound barrier here. You can see Leave getting taken out next as Choi Soo-won dives in with the blade. Krong going to be able to get that follow-up onto Gaga, getting into place thanks to Xerneas and the speed boost. Especially here, last fight territory in favor of the Charge right now. The Rampage, oh, Nisha, no! Not like this! The sound barrier deleted, won't even be able to help out the Hunters. I want a refund after that one. The Hunters get wiped out, and the Charge take map number 1 in this first series of the day.
Oh my goodness, yeah, tragedy befalling the Chengdu Hunters.
Position to try to take that Hydra.
Rather one tick gain. I was going to say no ticks gain, but Chengdu actually do get something out of that fight. Shouts being expended from both ends now. Bunch of low members, but Gaga comes out on top.
Jagged Blade and Gaga taking not only both supports here, and Jinmu getting the follow-up into Krong, but that's going to be the Hunters wiping the Charge, leaving Choi Soo-won as that sole survivor. Yeah, right off the side there. Xerneas, unfortunately, can't even make his way back to the ground before Jinmu's able to take him out. Absolutely huge here. Now they have the number advantage here, and maybe they won't have to exert so much of their ultimates.
Charge is trying to force Hunters into playing for ults at the moment. Krong low HP, and with Krong down, Hunters should be able to get away without using a single ult. Jinmu's just getting a ton of frags here. Fantastic punish initially. You saw that Xerneas walked up to the elevator. The limit there, far bigger rampage than what we got out of Krong there. 4 members hit. Jimmy on low HP as it was, just bled down. Chengdu Hunters fully respawned. They have 5 alive. They're getting the frags. Hunters still waiting for their 5, and they just cannot get all players onto the payload. This is just going to be a big cleanup.
The Disruptor shot, just trying to push anybody off who wants to try to contest through that choke point here. Trey, real quick, as we were making some desperate spots, just to make sure you can contest on that payload. Time Bank whittling away here, but the Hunters finally clean up the Charge, and they Krong's gonna go, spin it, and Jinmu does get caught off. He gets denied from the blade, and Jimmy's gonna finish him off. That rampage was huge, 8-4 from the Hunters, and now nobody from the Hunters are gonna be left here to be able to stay on this point. The Charge clean up the payload, and like you mentioned, Avro, it is very close to that finish line, but it isn't there yet. To the front line here pretty well too, Avro, as you can see now the Disruptor shot going to be able to control that next corner here from the Charge, as well as the shout from the rest of the Charge to move right in. That was beautiful there because right on time from the shout, Krong was able to get into position, take care of Leave, and now Nisha's up and off the table, and the Hunters are no longer there to stay on. Xerneas doesn't have that sound barrier. Nisha does though, and with the rally shared from both of these teams, now Leave is the first one to go down. Choi Soo-won be able to have that with the dash real quick. So quick on not only resetting those dashes, but now Jinmu can answer later, and Choi Soo-won doesn't even let him get the chance. Make it a 2K real quick for him. The rest of the Charge cleanup. But Choi Soo-won's positioning right there to dive right on top of Jinmu was beautiful. right there too. Charge now going to be able to stay here to contest the Hunters. The Hunters, though, Gaga falling a little low here. The Rampage, though, is going to take care of Monk, be the nail in the coffin for Jinmu. Now Gaga falls low, doesn't really have Nisha to really help them out because the rest of the Hunters get wiped out. The Charge...
Early beat coming through as well. Charge want to finish it right now. Monk gets his rally cancelled. I mean, Hunter's about to lose this map. Wow. They just can't compete right now. That's a 4-man sound barrier, and maybe it'll be enough. But Gaga's looking on half HP, on 0 HP.
They don't even have the chance, Emerald. They don't even have the chance to leave the spawn doors. Choice of Juan right in their face. Krong to take care of Nisha. The Hunters are so desperate to pop the rally, to pop the sound barrier, but it wasn't enough. The Charge on a different level, taking map number 2 and sitting at match point.
And the difficult Charge now. Thought about going for Jinmu, misses that shot unfortunately. Jinmu's still low.
Managed to get away just briefly here. It's that shout, but Nisha gets low all the way down and gets taken out by Jimmy here. Not going to be able to build up that sound barrier, which is important, but the Charge lose out on really 2. Zerny is still up alive, but Monk gets taken out too. It's Jinmu now, who's been able to retaliate too, letting Choice One know, okay, he's still back in this conversation here from the Hunters.
Yeah,
yep. See the rally now getting pulled up from far away after finding that pick that Lee was able to get. Jinmu, though, gets taken down before even being able to utilize that blade. That's actually huge here. Both of the DPS from Hunters get taken out without using the blade, as Choi Se-won has now been able to make that engagement. Kron's going to be able to get into place, and the rest of the Charge are going to clean up this. Now Jimmy goes down without the blade. He won't even be able to use it for this fight as the sound barrier comes in. Huge Rampage, though. It finds 4. Is it enough here, though, as the sound barrier from Xerneas is going to be able to try to keep the Charge up alive? He needs to use the blade here, as Jimmy's going to be able to make his way back, but Gaga gets taken down. The rally, too, isn't going to help out Monk, and the Hunters now are going to get wiped out. Lee won't even be able to turn over to the side, as Krong is the one that's cleaning up everybody from the Hunters. That's a 3K going in.
Sound barrier, they'll use the sound barrier now to block out most of the damage from that Rampage, and Choi will go nuts on the blade.
That was beautiful right there, too, because now Choi punishes the Hunters for overextending to try to prevent the Charge from getting back onto the payload with that limited time that they have, 30 seconds on the clock, and he's still going. Now he's going to be able to push them into their point, while the Hunters are going to be able to come in. And yeah, they can cap right now here, too. You see the desperate spots, but they won't be able to touch just in time, minus that sound barrier from Nisha. Actually reverses the situation. Huge Rampage, though, forces Gaga to die here off to the side of the point, and the Charge do manage to take that payload to the finish line.
And because the payload was so close, right, the hand has been kind of forced here. They need to go for something. Jimmy's even back onto a Widowmaker. And it's the cap.
So low. Yep, that's going to be the first point right here going in favor of the Hunters. The way that the Charge were trying to desperately play around that building was insane. Jinmu has been able to take care of the rest of Hunters. So many ultimates here, minus Jinmu, who gets taken out by Choi Se-won. Here comes the rally here, too. Rally for rally. Xerneas is about to get that sound barrier, but he's just waiting patiently, waiting for the opportunity, as Choi Se-won gets shut down in the middle of using that blade. Leave and Gaga getting the follow-up as the skirmish in the room spells chaos for everybody. You see Jimmy trying to run away with his life, but he can't get away in time. And the Hunters, where was this? This is exactly what we need to see. And you can see that the Charge seems so disorganized right now.
And smiles come on the face of the Hunters.
Payload is right there close to the finish line. You can see the Hunters skirmishing over to the side room. So much chaos, the rally gets put up, but Xerneas gets taken down first. Everyone gets deleted by Leaf, and the rally was all for naught.
I don't even know how Leaf sees players through all of that chaos there. He somehow perceives it through the mates.
It's going to be huge right here. Jinmu's going to be able to pop the blade right now. Choi Se-won not there just yet. It would be huge if he could find him first here. Xerneas gets taken out. He won't be able to survive. Then they find Nisha again. And now Jinmu's going to be able to stay alive here at the same time. Now, unfortunately for Choi Se-won, he was not able to utilize that blade. He got shut down immediately there, Avril.
And that's it. That's the time card. That's going to be the hold coming through from the Hunters and Choi Se-won. 2 blades in a row, I think. Or not quite in a row. No, Midas Charge still have a lot of work to do.
This is a tricky point, though, now. You're trying to get out of the choke point, and Jinmu dives in by Choi Se-won, gets the reset, gets the blade, gets Jimmy. All that time that they whittled away at the very beginning now, Avril, off the table. Now the sound barrier comes in from Nisha, and the Hunters are looking to close this up, trying to take us to another map now as the rally from far away gets popped. Charge is trying to desperately stay on top of the high ground. This could turn things left here for the Hunters. Here comes another shout here from Krong, and yeah, now you're going to be able to have to look out for the Rampage from Gaga. He just pushes in, far away gets taken out, Xerneas gets hit with the Rampage, so does Krong. Oh, they need to stay on this point here, but Choi Se-won going crazy, Avril.
And this might be a Charge. I've got this. Hunters have nobody alive. It's just Leaf. Leaf trying to come on in. Choi's got him down, and that will be the hold. Charge have managed to get the 3-0. It was looking impossible. They had 1/3 of the time back the Hunters had, but it's enough. Enough fights won, and Hunters cannot get it across the line. They got so damn close to getting that cap and taking us to a 4th and potentially even final map, depending on whether...